Hello, welcome to NorCal Sports TV's Super Saturday, coming to you from Stockton, California on the campus of San Joaquin Delta College. We're inside Joe Blanchard Gymnasium for our sixth and final matchup of what's been a phenomenal day of basketball here from the port city of Stockton. And we wrap up with the team from nearby, right around the corner, in the Lincoln Trojans of Stockton, California, the designated home team, taking on the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons. The Dragons, the designated road team, making their way from Oakland, California to take part in NorCal Sports TV's Super Saturday. We've had 6 basketball games all throughout the day, and we got one more to wrap things up. And it should be a good one here between the Lincoln Trojans and the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons as the starting lineups are being introduced. We got for the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons, led by head coach Lou Ritchie. He comes out with the starting lineup, led by Caden Gibbs, Josh Green, Chris Jackson, Avery Loftus, and Nas Griffin. For head coach Anthony Matthews and the Lincoln Trojans, they'll bust out a lineup led by Trey Simmons, Zeke Davis, Donez Lindsay, Anthony Moore, and Jagger Marola will round out the starting five for the Lincoln Trojans, who come in with an overall record of 22-3. They're 8-2 in league in the San Joaquin Athletic Association. I'm sorry, the Tri-City Athletic League, TCAL. Got my notes. In the last game, we had Weston Ranch there in the SJAA. And Lincoln winning the tip. They're in the home white uniforms, white with the red trim. Bishop O'Dowd in the road black uniforms, black with the yellow trim. And Lincoln again, second place, 8-2. Losses coming to Modesto Christian. Last one in narrow fashion. And you get a foul right off the bat against Nas Griffin. 13 seconds into the ball game. Donez Lindsay with a quick burst. And rebound tapped into the hands of Avery Loftus. Dragons 13-9. They're 5-2 in the West Alameda County Foothill League. And we're looking up at Alameda, who's 7-0. Steal by Lindsay. Lindsay going right at Loftus. And Lindsay hangs and gets the layup to go. First bucket of the game, first lead of the game over to the Lincoln Trojans. 2-0. Some pressure being showed by the Trojans. They leave Josh Green open. He can't connect on the three-pointer. Lindsay's going to kick this one out. Davis, hand off to Anthony Moore, who's been a stalwart for the Lincoln Trojans for the last couple of years. A little flare screen. And Zeke Davis does the rest. He hits a three-pointer. Makes it 5-0. Nice crowd in attendance here at Super Saturday. Folks been filing in and out all day, and crowd's been getting bigger and bigger. Folks been treated to some nice basketballs. They run a baseline screen for Nas Griffin. He gets a three-pointer to go. Some quality competition out here at NorCal Sports TV Super Saturday as Griffin gets the Dragons on the board. High ball screen that Lindsay goes away from. Trying to get a step on Jackson. Good defense by the Dragons. Nice rebound by Caden Gibbs. Here comes Chris Jackson in the play call from Coach Lou Ritchie. Try to get into the post. Josh Green didn't have much of an angle to get it into Gibbs. He was still working for a position. We talk about the team shoes here for Bishop O'Dowd. How about those? Some Team Kobe's. Absolute fire out there in the yellow kicks. Anthony Moore's got some Kobe's as well. He dribbles across half court, nearly lost it. Gets it over to Zeke Davis to Donez Lindsay, back over to Davis. Relocation 3. Bishop O'Dowd wanted to travel. Trey Simmons with the follow and put back. He's got a three-point play opportunity and one. Trey Simmons. Loftus picks up his second team foul. Lincoln Trojans. Simmons knocks it in to cap off the three-point play. Now, I'm a big team shoe kind of guy. Back in my day, my squad rocked the team shoes, and appreciative of that. I also like the other side of the coin when kids get to show off their individuality and kind of wear what they think is cool. You got some cool kicks on both sides of the court, so I'm torn. This is absolutely perfect. Got some sweet kicks on one side, the team shoe variety, and a bunch of variety on the other side as Jackson gets inside, try to kick it out to Nas Griffin, but we got a foul before that on Zeke Davis. First team foul against the Trojans. Baseline inbound for O'Dowd, which is what's written across the chest or arched across the chest, therefore Bishop O'Dowd on their jerseys. Jackson gets it over to Green, back up top. Dragons trying to recalibrate and get into their set to get it to Griffin in the high post. Takes the handoff to Jackson, now trying to go to work against Marola, pulls up and splashes home the jumper. Now as Griffin's got all 5 points for Bishop O'Dowd to start. It's 8-5. Davis, Moore wanted it off the curl. Here's Lindsay, lane line drive, try to slip it inside to Simmons. Bunch of hands in there, got a deflection. Griffin out in front of the pack. And able to get it up and over. Anthony Moore for 2. Now 7 in the game for Griffin. It's a 1-point game at 8-7, halfway through the first quarter. Moore skips this one over to Lindsay, goes right into Loftus. That's an offensive foul. Good position there by Avery Loftus. Maybe a delay on the call, but the right call nonetheless. The officials just want to ensure he got that one right. Got a new officiating crew for this ball game. Had a few different officiating crews out here today working Super Saturday. And they are working. You got folks out here checking in on them and kind of going over things between quarters, or not necessarily between quarters, at halftime after the game. They slip Griffin in on a baseline screen. It's a tough little fall away. Naz Griffin getting going. Have a quarter, Naz. If he ruled the world, he'd be dominating like he's doing right now. He's got 9 points. It's Moore with a pull-up. Can't get that one to go. It stopped on a dive and cleared some space. Loftus trying to clear some space himself. As Griffin now gets it over to Jackson, and we got a timeout taken by Coach Ritchie. As they were struggling to get it out of the backcourt. O'Dowd will have it when we come back. 3:11 left on the first quarter game clock. Dragons lead by 1. It's 9-8 Bishop O'Dowd over Lincoln at NorCal Sports TV Super Saturday. Chris Jackson in the inbound pass from C.J. Hill-Thomas, who's into the ball game for Bishop O'Dowd. He gets it across half court. Hill-Thomas, tough runner. Good defense that time by Jonathan Russatier. Both coaches getting into their benches. Russatier, spot up 3 in transition, gets that one to go. Jonathan Russatier, nice pass from Donis Lindsay to set him up. Russatier, beg your pardon. I think it's Rossiter. I'm so sorry, Jonathan. So Jonathan Rossiter gets that 3-pointer to give the Trojans a lead back at 11-9. Lindsay getting the Trojans into their offense, gets everyone where they want, or where he wants them. And Moore skipped it out. He had 2 guys in that general vicinity, and both of them deflected out of bounds. It'll go back over to the O'Dowd Dragons. Jackson picked up by Davis. And Santiago Sabater into the ball game, along with Ajani Charles, and kicked this one out to C.J. Hill-Thomas. Can't get the 3 to go. Lob Sabatero with the follow, and that one was blocked that time by Dylan Fanucci. Rossiter fires another one. Moore comes in with the offensive rebound. Top Davis, one more in the corner to Lindsay. Send it back up top to Moore, trying to shake the defender. Takes a tough shot. Good defense by O'Dowd. Ball last touched by a Dragon. Will stay down at this end. Lincoln will have a baseline inbound as they bring in Trey Simmons. Fanucci will check out. Simmons, Davis, Lindsay, Moore, and Rossiter for the Trojans. As O'Dowd comes out in a 2-3 zone on the baseline inbound, and Simmons forcing the issue. He's going to get 2 free throws. Fouls on Nas Griffin. As good of an offensive quarter as he's had here in the first, he's picked up 2 fouls. So he might be spending the final 122 on the bench as Simmons, now 2 of 2 at the free throw line. He'll have one more upcoming. Griffin and Jackson will check out. You got Green, Hill, Thomas, Charles, Lob Sabater, and Laksamana. Calvin Laksamana checking into the game for the Dragons here with 1:20 left to play. They trail by 4. After Trey Simmons hits both free throws. Green resets the offense, gets to Lob Sabater at the elbow. They run a double screen opposite for Lakasama. Nice drive by Hill Thomas. Hill Thomas, it's his first bucket. G.J. Hill Thomas makes it a 2-point game, 13-11, under a minute. Here's Moore, puts it back to a 4-point lead. He hits a 15-foot jumper. Pick and roll between Lob Sabater and Josh Green. Green finding a spot, left it short. Rebound picked up by Marola. Marola, kick out to Moore. Moore trying to get a step, and we got a block foul. Calvin Laksamana kind of put his chest in there a little too soon and wasn't able to beat the defender to the spot. Shot clock turned off, 25.3 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. America's play to try to get Lindsay open. Instead, he goes the opposite way. Trojans trying to hold for the final shot. Instead, Lindsay pulls up. That one rolls off the front iron. 10 seconds now for the Dragons to work with. Hill Thomas into the front court. Nice pass to Johnny Charles, who gets the layup in transition. Good look. And Marola with catching the long outlet pass. Couldn't get it up in time. Caught it clean. He might add a shot, but instead it'll send us to the second quarter. 15-13. Entertaining first quarter of play between Lincoln and Bishop O'Dowd as we wrap up NorCal Sports TV Super Saturday. Heading to the second quarter after these words from our sponsors. Back at what once was Stockton College, now known as San Joaquin Delta College, home of the Mustangs. We start the second quarter between the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons and Lincoln Trojans. Flare screen, try to open up Hill Thomas, who gets a nice roll. And G.J. Hill Thomas now with 5 in the ball game. He hits that triple. Lead back over to the O'Dowd Dragons, 15-16. Second time they've led in the ball game. Both times have been by a single point. Davis, kick out corner to Lindsay. Charles had the rebound. Marola took it away, and Charles got it right back. G.J. Hill Thomas didn't see Marola coming up behind him. Nobody yelled wolf. Marola poked it out, but it goes out of bounds. It will stay with O'Dowd at 28 on the shot clock. Stepping back in, Laksamana, so no one going to guard me. I'll fire. Can't get it to go. Simmons with the rebound. And Laksamana tried to step in front. I'm going to say that he called for the fouls. Looked like he was going to get the steal and then ended up getting contact with Lindsay. He picks up his second personal. And quickly off the bench, here comes Jose Oriabure. Oriabure and Fanucci. Dueling 33s coming in off the bench for both squads. Davis, Marola, Fanucci, Lindsay, and Moore for Lincoln. Rob Sabater, Charles, Chris Jackson, Hill Thomas. Now Oriabure for O'Dowd Dragons as Marola finds a little soft spot in the middle of that Dragon zone and gets a bucket to put Lincoln back out in front. Jackson able to get across the timeline with the second to spare. One thing Lincoln has made O'Dowd do is get into their offense late into the shot clock. They got 15 to work with. Here's Lob Sabatera trying to shake Marola. Puts it on the deck, gets to the block, but nothing doing. Kick it out to Charles. 8 on the shot clock. Oriabure has it, nearly poked away, now taken from Lindsay. Lindsay goes behind the back. Lindsay drops it off. Nice pass to Zeke Davis, who finishes in transition. His 5th point. Trojans lead by 3, 2 minutes into the second quarter. Oriabure. Lob Sabatera trying to hit TJ Hill Thomas on the baseline cut and then instead throws it away. Lindsay comes up with another steal and drops this off to Anthony Moore, who's on a rim run. And right in front of the 10, puts it in. Lead back up to 5 as Moore matching his jersey number. He's got 4 points. Slipping pass, Lob Sabatera. Not sure if he was quite ready for it. He puts it up. Couldn't get it to go. Lincoln looking to push the pace. Lindsay dribbled it off his back foot, but finds Zeke Davis spotting up. Shot won't go. Lob Sabatera's pass deflected, and Marola nearly threw it down. He puts it in for 2. The Dragons need a timeout. The Trojans have pushed it up to a 7-point lead, the largest it's been all game. It's 23-16 with 5:18 left to play in the first half. Lincoln over Bishop O'Dowd. Workout Sports TV's Super Saturday with 5:15 remaining in the ball game. Here come the Dragons walking up the court. Chris Jackson trying to get them into their offense. They trail by 7. Bit of a run here for the Lincoln Trojans. In fact, it's an 8-0 run. They push the lead back up in front. Oriabure is going to get called for a travel before all that contact between he and Marola. Lincoln basketball following the turnover. Marola had a nice little stretch there, and he's going to check out of the ball game. Rossiter back into the game, sophomore guard checking in here for Lincoln. And the zone defense 2-3 look from Bishop O'Dowd. Lindsay trying to work the baseline. It's going to be an offensive foul as he barrels into Oriabure. Second foul of the game against Donez Lindsay. Let's see how Coach Anthony Matthews plays this one. Looks like Trey Simmons getting up off the bench. We'll see if he's coming in for Lindsay with those 2 fouls. Green gives this one to Caden Gibbs. Gibbs to Oriabure. Oriabure puts his head down, tries to get to the rack, left it short, loose ball, being chased down in the corner, and it's going to go to Bishop O'Dowd. Oriabure giving hustle, didn't touch it last. And a good thing because it was going to be their ball. It is their ball. 4:23 left to play here in the first half. Loftus inbounds to Jackson. 8 on the shot clock. Green puts it on the ground. 3 to shoot, and they get bailed out as he got a foul. As Caden Gibbs was trying to get to a look there. And Rossiter got him beforehand, a little aggressive with the hands. Going to pick up a second team foul for Lincoln. Green, it's Loftus, slipping back door. Beautiful design and execution on that inbound play. They had Loftus on one block. He popped up to the elbow like he was flaring out for a pass. Got a little back screen. Able to slip to the opposite block for the easy bucket. Moore with the lane line drive. Speaking of easy buckets, a little hesitation. Gets him a nice easy layup with the right hand. Lead back up to 7. Jackson. Loftus tries a floater, rebound Moore. Moore off the Fanucci screen. Drops it off to Simmons, can't get the shot to go. Fanucci blocked from behind, good defense by Gibbs. Ball last touch by Lincoln. Bishop O'Dowd basketball as Marola will check back into the ball game, replacing Dylan Fanucci. Nas Griffin also back into the ball game from Bishop O'Dowd. He had 9 points in the first quarter. He also picked up 2 fouls that forced him to spend some time on the bench with a little under 3.5 minutes. Coach Ritchie trying to see if he gets some time out of Nas Griffin. Pass intended for Gibbs, intercepted, and Rossiter is going to get a clear path to the basket, but that was made easier because Marola is going to get called for the offensive foul. He was shielding the defender. And didn't allow Caden Gibbs to try to make a play on the basketball. Davis will check out for Lincoln. So the lineups for you got Jackson, Griffin, Oriabure, Green, and Gibbs for Bishop O'Dowd. Simmons, Rossiter, Marola, Moore, and Lindsay for Lincoln as Green can't hit the mid-range follow-away. Simmons barely gets it across half court. I'm going to give it up to Moore. Moore guarded by Griffin. Here's Lindsay trying to come off the Simmons screen. Trying to shake Oriabure, now picked up by Jackson. Here's Rossiter with a deep 3, rattles it home, his second 3 of the ball game. Jonathan Rossiter, long-range sniper for the Trojans, pushes the lead up to 10, largest lead for the ball game for Lincoln. It's down to 8. As Chris Jackson gets his first basket. Quickly the other way, Marola has it, and he is blocked by Gibbs. Here's Jackson pushing the pace, gets by a couple defenders, hangs. Tried a floater, Gibbs couldn't get the follow attempt, and Simmons with the rebound, numbers the other way for Lincoln. A 3-on-2, now everyone back in transition. Lindsay pulls up, and Gibbs with the rebound. Let's go the other way. Got a 2-on-1, Green, lob, Griffin can't get it to go, and trying to hang and grab the rebound at the same time. That's not going to work. It's going to be a technical foul on Griffin, so he's going to pick up his 3rd personal. Tough break there for Coach Ritchie. He had a 2-on-1 break, and instead of getting a bucket, your leading scorer picks up his 3rd foul. Not the way he wanted that to go, and Coach Ritchie wants to talk to the official about it. He's wondering why he got the technical. Maybe just hoping for something like basket interference, perhaps. Again, that one stings a little more when your leading scorer picks up now his 3rd personal foul. He's probably going to have to spend the remaining 143 watching from the sideline, not to mention start the second half with foul trouble. As Moore can't capitalize on the opportunity, comes up empty. And lead remains at 8. Moore gives it right back to Davis. Triple handoff to Trey Jackson in the ball game for the first time for the Trojans. Bure unable to keep Moore in front of him, and he able to slither inside the paint, get to that left hand. Anthony Moore Absolute stud. He's got 8 points in the ball game. Jackson, nice crossover on him. And Moore able to contest a shot, force a miss. Gibbs with the rebound. Relocation three from G.J. Hill-Thomas. Rebounded by Jackson. Minute left to play in the first half. Here's Moore. Kicks out. Jackson will spot up. Jackson hits the three. Trey Jackson coming in off the bench. The sophomore hitting a three-pointer. It's the third three-pointer by a sophomore. Rossiter hit a couple as well. Shot clock at 19. Maria Bore gets inside and flips it up with the left hand. We'll say Maria Bore. The lead back to 11. After Lincoln had it up to 13, it's the largest it's been here in the first half. And try to see if they can't get back to that point here with the final possession as the shot clock's turned off. 15 on the game clock. There's Moore sizing up Jackson. Gets a step. Floater is up and in. Anthony Moore now in double figures. Lead back up to 13. And you're going to get a foul about 95 feet away from the basket with 1.1 second remaining. And luckily for the Trojans, they had a foul to give. That's going to be the fourth team foul. Played into Gibbs, and he tried to step into one and launch it, but you weren't going to give it to him. So that'll do it for the first half of play. It's 35-22. Lincoln with a 13-point lead heading into the locker room. As we get to the halftime break, NorCal Sports TV Super Saturday. Anthony Moore leading the charge. He's got 10 points as the Trojans are out in front of the Dragons on NorCal Sports TV Super Saturday.
The time to get in shape is finally here. The Boss Move Fitness app is here to help you accomplish your goals with a customized meal plan, day by day, with a shopping list to make sure that you're eating something nutritious and delicious to help you lose the belly fat for good. It also comes with a customized workout plan, whether you're in a gym or at home, so therefore you never ever have to question what you're doing to make sure you get in the shape that you want to be in. Get started today at GetStartedAtBossMoveFitness.com to accomplish your goals in no time. The time to get in shape is finally here. The Boss Move Fitness app is here to help you accomplish your goals with a customized meal plan, day by day, with a shopping list to make sure that you're eating something nutritious and delicious to help you lose the belly fat for good. It also comes with a customized workout plan, whether you're in a gym or at home, so therefore you never ever have to question what you're doing to make sure you get in the shape that you want to be in. Get started today at GetStartedAtBossMoveFitness.com to accomplish your goals in no time. The time to get in shape is finally here. The Boss Move Fitness app is here to help you accomplish your goals with a customized meal plan, day by day, with a shopping list to make sure that you're eating something nutritious and delicious to help you lose the belly fat for good. It also comes with a customized workout plan, whether you're in a gym or at home, so therefore you never ever have to question what you're doing to make sure you get in the shape that you want to be in. Get started today at GetStartedAtBossMoveFitness.com to accomplish your goals in no time.
Second half of play between Lincoln and Bishop O'Dowd underway at San Joaquin Delta College. The side of NorCal Sports TV Super Saturday as Anthony Moore throws it into the hands of Avery Loftus, who was grabbed by Trey Simmons. So that's how we start the second half. Good sign for the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons, who find themselves down by 13 coming out of the halftime break. Bishop O'Dowd led a couple of times, but never more than 1 point. Lincoln able to push the lead up to 13 on a couple of occasions, including right before the halftime break. There's Nas Griffin, who had 9 first quarter points and then got some foul trouble that put him on the bench. As Josh Green called for the travel. The Lincoln basketball, they come out and start the second half with Zeke Davis, Donez Lindsay, Anthony Moore, Jagger Marola, and Trey Simmons. Bishop O'Dowd with Chris Jackson, Josh Green, Nas Griffin, Avery Loftus, and Caden Gibbs. The team's going with their original starters as Lindsay can't get the three to go, and Loftus hits the deck, not going to get tied up. Bishop O'Dowd wanted a foul. Lincoln wanted a travel. In the end, we get a jump ball. O'Dowd basketball. Jackson guarded by Lindsay. Guarded by Davis. Green guarded by Lindsay. Tried to get it into Gibbs. That's a few times we've seen the Dragons try to make a post pass without a clear angle, which resulted in a lot of tip passes. This time Nas Griffin getting to the basket. Jagger Marola was trying to draw a chart, not quite in position. Instead he picks up his second personal. And the second team foul against Lincoln here, a minute 15 into the third quarter. It's one way for the Dragons to get back into this ball game, continue to put pressure on this Lincoln defense, maybe earn a few extra trips to the free throw line along the way as Griffin now in double figures. First point since that first quarter when he went ballistic there for a while. Hit a three-pointer and then got him going. He had a few more buckets, leaves that one short. So he'll stay at 10 points. Lead is 12. Lindsay trying to shake Jackson. We'll skip it over to Zeke Davis. Davis is runner blocked by Gibbs. Griffin trying to get the rebound along a trio of Trojans who tip it out to half court. Lindsay stops, pops, and knocks down the mid-range Jimmy. Good shot by Donez Lindsay. Loftus trying to get Griffin off a couple of baseline screens. He has it now on the wing, guarded by Lindsay. Nice crossover. Gives it to Loftus, trying to turn the corner. Spins back, takes a bump from Simmons. Free throw is coming up for Avery Loftus. Good move. Not to the middle of the paint. spun away from the defender. He'll get back to his left hand. Simmons with a clear bump. And then Loftus flying towards the baseline. He'll head to the free throw line. Quite a day here on NorCal Sports TV Super Saturday. We started off with an all-Stockton matchup here in the Port City. St. Mary's able to defeat their inner-city rival, Bear Creek, who put up a valiant effort and almost made the comeback attempt. St. Mary's able to pick up the victory. Lodi absolutely steamrolled Sonora in our second contest. The shorthanded Sonora squad is unable to match the firepower of the Lodi Flames, pun intended. Here's Jagger Marola going at Avery Loftus, who might have tried to sell that call to no avail. It's going to be a block. Jagger Marola will shoot 2 free throws. Marola trying to add to this game-high 14-point lead for the Trojans. Venture Academy, who's hosting this showcase event, kind of made it one of their late-season staples in their schedule. It's working out pretty well. I've enjoyed covering it in every iteration thus far and hope to continue doing so. It's a partnership with Venture Academy and NorCal Sports TV, hosting this Super Saturday. And Venture Academy defeated Tracy as Marola gets 1 of 2. Venture Academy defeated Tracy 72-62. And we have Moreau Catholic suffer a defeat to Inderkum 74-56 as we got a timeout taken by Bishop O'Dowd trying to avoid the 10-second call. He barely did so. They got a timeout, and we do too here on NorCal Sports TV Super Saturday. Quick break, a word from our sponsors. Be back right after this. Alongside my producer, Joseph Yanez, executive director, executive producer, Dion I, camera personnel, Xavier and Xander. I'm Mario Ramos. It's NorCal Sports TV Super Saturday. Before the break, we gave you the rundown of all the game action that had happened as we get Griffin inside, and it's going to get tied up by Marola. We left out one game, one right before this one, Weston Ranch, another Stockton school, able to defeat Sacramento High. Our final is 69-61. Here we got a 15-point game with 5:27 in the third. Marola drops off Fanucci. Can't get it to go. Gets the follow. That one won't go for Fanucci. And then he hog ties Nas Griffin. Going to pick up a foul. I don't know if he gets 2 points for the takedown, but Nas Griffin a little slow to get up as he hit the deck. Fanucci picks up his first after missing those 2 paint touch attempts. And that was Griffin able to bounce up off the deck and seems to be okay. It's the 4th team foul on the Trojans. They're out of fouls to give. Next one will put them over the limit. Send the Dragons to the free throw line as Griffin's going to take a moment. Yeah, Johnny Charles into the ball game along with G.J. Hill Thomas, Caden Gibbs, Chris Jackson, and Josh Green. Lincoln with Zeke Davis, Donez Lindsay, Marola, Anthony Moore, and Trey Simmons. Jackson able to break pressure, get inside, floater, Rebounded by Marola. Marola looking to run. Gets it off to Simmons. Simmons to Moore. Blocked, but goaltended by Gibbs. It's going to be the call. So count the basket for Anthony Moore, who now has a dozen. Nice break there in transition by the Trojans. Caden Gibbs trying for the chase down block. Just missed it before it got off the glass. Jackson doubled in the backcourt. Gets it over to G.J. Hill-Thomas, who can't get it cleanly. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Dragons. Lindsay had it poked out from behind by Charles. 3-on-1 the other break. Nice pass from Gibbs to Charles, and his shot blocked by Simmons. Good defense. Simmons gives it up to Davis. Davis, he got past to Moore. He skips it in the corner. One more over to the wing. Lindsay lets the defender fly by low. Hezzy gets him all the way to the rack. Nice patience there by Donez Lindsay. Lindsay now at 6 in the game as Green tees one up. It rattles out. Lindsay with the rebound, looking to push again. Lindsay, nice no-look over to Jagger Marola. Great pass. Great finish again in transition. 7 in the game for Jagger Marola. The lead ballooning up to 21 as Lincoln taking control over Bishop O'Dowd with 4:13 in the third. Lincoln taking control of this game as they push the lead up to 21 points. It's 44-23. As we near the halfway point of the third quarter. Jackson bringing it up against this three-quarter court pressure from Lincoln. Able to get it across. Jackson gets it back from Aaron Casquero, who's into the ball game for the first time for the Dragons. Jackson, nice crossover. Can't get the shot to go. Fanucci and Moore were fighting for the rebound, and Fanucci tried to wrestle it away from his teammate and ended up traveling, getting the ball over to the Dragons. Casquero has it in the corner, gets it Jackson up top, and swing it over to Gibbs. There's Charles. Good defense by Moore, forcing the kick out. 22 on the shot clock as Jackson resets the offense. Double high post action. Is going to set a double screen away. And that gives a driving lane for Gibbs. He's pushed out of bounds. And Dylan Fanucci. So Caden Gibbs will shoot 2 as the Trojans over the limit. Caden Gibbs, a 6'4" junior. First free throw, up and in for Caden. Fanucci unable to keep it in bounds. Go over to the Dragons. Last touch by Lincoln. I don't think they gave, there it is. They hadn't put the scoreboard or the free throw from Gibbs up on the scoreboard, but they fixed that on the in-house scoreboard. Glad Joseph Yanez, producer extraordinaire, had it taken care of. Moore, and off to Lindsay. Lindsay, tough shot over G.J. Hill-Thomas. Ball loose and picked up by the Dragons. Here comes Charles. G.J. Hill-Thomas gets it over to Charles. We couldn't handle it cleanly. And last touch by the Dragons. It'll go over to the Trojans. Moore looking for a high ball screen from Simmons. Maria Bore had initially poked it out, and then he shoved Moore out of bounds. I'll say Maria Bore will pick up a personal. Maria Bore with his first personal, second, that's the 13th foul on the Dragons. Moore wanted Davis, but he had slipped. Now Lindsay goes behind the back and finds Davis in the corner. He'll launch. Rebound Simmons, snatching the one-handed rebound, trying to go through Maria Bore, who picks up his second foul. A couple quick fouls from Maria Bore. Trey Simmons, who's 3 of 3 at the free throw line, will step up and shoot 2 more. Simmons, a 6'4 freshman, coming in at 6'4. A lot of youth on this lineup. We got some senior stalwarts and Zeke Davis, Donez Lindsay, Anthony Moore. And Simmons, a freshman. And Davis picking up a foul right by his basket. And that's going to put Maria Bore at the free throw line because the Trojans over the limit. Again, Trey Simmons, a freshman. We've seen Rossiter hit a couple threes. He's a sophomore. Trey Jackson, a sophomore. They also got David Gray and Kareem Nihad. A couple other sophomores. Maria Bore hits the first. And Samaje Bluford, another freshman for the Trojans as well. So, good spot to be in if you're Coach Matthews, where you got some senior leadership and some youth along there to hopefully carry the torch. 20-point lead as Maria Bore gets 1 of 2. 45-25. Davis over to Lindsay on a flare screen and then try to hit a rolling Simmons. Simmons able to somehow keep it in bounds and get it over to Moore, who slips through the defense and lays it up and in for his 14th point of the game. Anthony Moore's got the Trojans up by 22. Jackson, tough shot. Simmons looking to run a break. Got 3-on-2 if they hurry. Simmons relocates after kicking it out and splashes home or rattles home the 3, I should say. Simmons now with 9 points. Again, you look at this kid, you're like, man, he's a pretty good ball player. And then you're like, whoa, he's a freshman? Ooh, look out. Maria Bore, he gets a nice easy bucket. Good pass to set him up. He's got 5. 50-27. Rossiter's 3, rebounded by Moore. Moore trying to take Charles into the post. Kicks out. Rossiter will fire another. Too strong. Maria Bore's got a couple good minutes here. Rips out a rebound. G.J. Hill-Thomas will send it back to Naz Griffin, who goes right to the basket. Layup on go, and last touch by Maria Bore. We'll go over to Lincoln with 54 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Get some wholesale changes for the Trojans. Moore, Simmons, and Lindsay will check out. You got Marola, Davis, Fanucci, Rossiter, and Trey Jackson in the game for the team in white. The O'Dowd Dragons counter with G.J. Hill-Thomas, Naz Griffin, Avery Loftus, Santiago Labasabater, and Calvin Laxamana. Niagara Marola able to get a bucket. He's got 9 in the game. About a 3-second difference between shot and game clock. The Dragons got 21 to shoot. Griffin spins away from Rossiter, pulls up, that one off to the right. Finucci taps the rebound to himself. Jackson up ahead to Marola. Rossiter, three won't go, and Loftus with the rebound. 7 seconds remaining as we got a tie up. Coming here with 6 seconds. And possession arrow going the way of the Dragons. They'll have it with 6 seconds remaining, down by 25. J. Hill Thomas trying to get a step on Rossiter. And then takes a bump from Chade Jackson, who came over to help. We got free throws coming up with 1.5 seconds. J. Hill Thomas, the Trojans over the limit, will step to the line. First one rolls out for Hill Thomas. Another one on the way. Aaron Casquero back into the game for Bishop O'Dowd. 1 of 2 for G.J. Hill Thomas. Final seconds, Marola with a clean look, trying to go glass. Can't get it to go, and he's upset out of the foam padded. He's still got a smile on his face because his squad leads 52-28 with 8 minutes remaining. We head to the fourth quarter here on NorCal Sports TV Super Saturday. Lincoln all over Bishop O'Dowd here in Stockton.
The time to get in shape is finally here. The Boss Move Fitness app is here to help you accomplish your goals with a customized meal plan, day by day, with a shopping list to make sure that you're eating something nutritious and delicious to help you lose the belly fat for good. It also comes with a customized workout plan, whether you're in a...
Special thanks to all our sponsors, including Boss Move Fitness, American Asphalt, and NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, and Venture Academy for helping us bring you Super Saturday on NorCal Sports TV. As G.J. Hill Thomas comes up with a steal. A nice reverse to avoid the shot block. Can't get the layup to go, but there's Avery Loftus with the follow. That's why you don't assume a layup, kids. Nice pass from Lindsay to Marola. He tries to reverse. The reverse ain't working right now to start the fourth quarter. Loxamana gets inside, spins a little pirouette, but the foul's going to be on the floor. Zeke Davis will pick up his third personal. Bishop O'Dowd will have it 7.5 here in the fourth quarter, trailing by 22. O'Dowd led a couple of times in this ball game, but never more than 1 point as Davis is going to end up being the recipient of that foul. Looked like we had both guys kind of grabbing jerseys there, and goes against Loxamana. Kind of a microcosm of how things have gone here for the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons this evening. Not quite going their way as they find themselves down by 22 points in the fourth quarters. Honest Lindsay drawing a couple defenders and baiting them until he get her over to Finucci. Moore left open in the corner. Lob Salvatore with the rebound. Bill Thomas hits it to Loftus up ahead. Spins. Can't get it to go. Griffin nearly dunked it over everybody on the follow attempt. Second time he's been close on a dunk. At least this time he didn't get caught hanging on the rim like he did in the first half, and resulted in a technical foul that ended up putting him in some early foul trouble. I mentioned them leading by 1. He was a big part of that, as a little 9-point flurry. It put O'Dowd ahead a couple of times. Ever since he went to the bench, the Trojans were able to wrap control of this ball game, and they've pushed the lead further and further ahead. Now leading by 22 is Lob Sabater. Can't get the free throw to go. Santiago Lob Sabater, the 6'8" senior forward. Knocks down the second. So he goes 1 of 2. Becomes the 8th Dragon to score in this ball game. Conversely, you got 7 Trojans that have gotten in the scoring column. As Lindsay doubled near half court, gets it over to Simmons. Marola open on the baseline. And we got a timeout taken first by Lincoln with 6:38 remaining. Get a word from our sponsors. We'll be back here on NorCal Sports TV Super Saturday. .38 remaining in the fourth quarter as Lincoln will inbound on the baseline with 16 on the shot clock. Lindsay plays it into Marola. Marola coming off the Moore screen. Guarded by Laksamana. Tried to shake in. Laksamana picks his pocket. Lindsay hustling from behind. Trying to get the chase down block, but collides with Laksamana. They both hit the deck, and Lindsay might have took the brunt of that one. He pops up, and Laksamana will head to the free throw line. Alvin Laksamana, 5'9" sophomore, stepping up and shooting 2 free throws here for Bishop O'Dowd. Get a chance to remind you to check us out on our social media accounts. We're on NorCalSportsTV.com, also at YouTube.com/NorCalSportsTV. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and X at NorCal Sports TV, where you can find us. Getting down to the wire here in the high school season. Junior college season. Whew, that thing is heating up. Cal Sports TV bringing you plenty of coverage. Just the other day we had the top 2 teams in the state, Las Positas and City College of San Francisco, on our network. Chabot College, San Jose City College as well, Santa Rosa. And check it out as Griffin drops off a nice pass to Laksamana. Coach Matthews wants a timeout. Didn't like the effort coming out of the break. So lead's cut down to 18 with 6:04 remaining. 52-34. Lincoln takes their second timeout. NorCal Sports TV Super Saturday here from Stockton, California. Our 6th and final game. We started at noon, and here we are still hooping here at Joe Blanchard Gymnasium in the heart of Stockton. Anthony Moore ended up against Nas Griffin. You got Moore, Lindsay, Simmons, Rossiter, and Davis out on the court for the Trojans. Griffin, Loftus, Laksamana, Gibbs, and Griffin. I said Griffin twice. Green, the other member out there on the court, is Rossiter. Can't get that one to go. Griffin with the rebound. It was just foreshadowing, that's all. Lob attempt, but Simmons read that one like a book. Comes up with steal, nearly gave it right back. Said gets it out to Moore. Numbers the other way for the Trojans. Rossiter right back to Anthony Moore, who takes the hit but can't get it to go. Anthony Moore will shoot 2. Got a foul on Caden Gibbs. Gibbs' first personal. Anthony Moore looking for his first free throw. As good of a ball game as he's had. He's 0 for 2 at the free throw line. He's got 14 points. Short. Super Saturday brought to you in part by the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. 5-day, 4-night overnight basketball camp for boys and girls grades 4th through 12th. For more information on the basketball camp up in the Sierra Foothills, go to norcalsportstv.com/camp. Moore goes 1 of 2. He's now 1 of 4 from the free throw line here this evening. Green gets a step, floater. Tough shooting night for Josh Green, trying to get one to go. And that one blocked there by Rossiter. Davis goes behind the back and slips inside, and Griffin with the block shot, but some contact underneath, and Zeke Davis will be shooting 2 free throws. Now, speaking of that summer basketball camp, that's been happening for a few years now at the Sierra Outdoor School up in Sonora, California. An absolutely beautiful setting on top of the hill. Got a chance to peer over the foothills, and the kids are out there hooping all day long. Again, NorCalSportsTV.com/camp is where you can check out more information on that if you got a 4th through 12th grader. But it's cool to see some of these campers out throughout some of these events that NorCal Sports TV is covering. You see them playing on their high school teams and some now even on their junior college teams. So pretty cool to see that progression. We cover those games out there so parents get an opportunity to check out their campers when they're not there. Again, you go to NorCalSportsTV.com/camp for more information. Loxamana sets a screen and then gets open up top. Can't get the 3 to go down. There's Griffin and Green trying to pressure in the backcourt, and then Gibbs able to force the steal as Davis can't come up with it cleanly. Goes out of bounds over to Bishop O'Dowd with 4:35 remaining. Chris Jackson back into the ballgame. Loxamana gets a little coaching tip from Lou Ritchie before he takes his seat. Jackson, high post to Naz Griffin. Griffin shakes Rossiter. Tries the floater up and over Simmons, who contested that one, forced the miss. Lindsay, a quick rip through, step towards the baseline. Couldn't get the layup to go down. Here comes Gibbs. Gives way to Jackson. Numbers for the Dragons as Green sidesteps one defender. Simmons with the rebound. Up ahead, he's got Rossiter on the leak out. Rossiter able to gather and put that one up and in. His first 2-point field goal. He now has 8 points in the game. We're under 4 minutes to play. Nice crowd that we had to start this game. Starting to thin out a little bit as we get close to the 9 o'clock hour. Simmons gets it back from Lindsay, and Simmons puts it up and in for 2. Trey Simmons got 11. Nice performance here by the sophomore, and Coach Ritchie's going to take his final timeout with 3:24 left to play. The last timeout taken for Bishop O'Dowd. We'll step aside here on NorCal Sports TV as Coach Ritchie and the officials having a conversation. We'll let them sort that out. We'll be right back after this break. .324 remaining. Coach Ritchie taking this final timeout for the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons. We trail 59-34 here on NorCal Sports TV Super Saturday. A lot of good ball clubs that are going to have their seasons extended and have some playoff basketball. It's a nice little final tune-up before we head to that playoff stretch. League play will be wrapping up next week, and then Right after the Valentine's Day weekend, these kids will be gathering around the tube and checking out the selection show and how they will begin their playoff journeys as Lindsay gets this inside to Fanucci. Green trying to tickle the twine again. Tough evening here for Green as he can't get that three-pointer to go, and he's going to check out of the ball game. Now some wholesale changes here for O'Dowd. Oriabure, Eric Tomey into the ball game for the first time. Laksamana, Jalen Wright Davis also checking in, and along with Aaron Casquero as Oriabure picks up the loose ball. Moore blocks the shot of Laksamana. Ends up in the hand of Wright Davis, who gets it inside Oriabure. Can't get it to go. And Laksamana picks up the loose ball and hits the little 6-foot jumper. Second bucket for Laksamana as Bishop O'Dowd gets a steal. He can't get that one to go down. Marola tried to throw it up ahead to Fanucci as some helter-skelterness here going for Lincoln as Coach Matthews now going to make some wholesale changes as both teams emptying the bench. So Fanucci's going to stay out there on the court. You got George Fuji, Mason Lampkin, Trey Jackson, along with Kareem Nahad into the ball game here for the Trojans as Oriabure. Strong move after he ripped away that offensive rebound. He's got 7. Under 2 minutes to play. Here comes Kareem Nahad. Trying to get it back from Fuji, and then it's going to roll out of bounds. Coach Matthews looking at his bench like, who else could I put in there? So when the Trojans can take care of the basketball here down the final couple minutes of the ball game as we get an offensive foul on Eric Tomey. He barreled into Mason Lampkin, and talk about turning the ball over and frustrating the coach. Well, that's going to go the opposite way. Mason Lampkin here in a 23-point ball game, stepping in and taking a charge. Coaches love that, and his parents do too. As he got some applause over there in the first row. He's got the family section cheering him on. He gave him a thumbs up. Ball deflected. It'll stay with Lincoln. Fuji drop it off to Lampkin, but Oriabure able to hustle back in transition. Knock it out of bounds. It'll be Lincoln basketball with 27 on the shot clock. Rossiter puts it up top. Here's Nahad. Baseline drive by Jackson, cut off, and that's nearly stolen. Then we got bodies hitting the deck out there. Nothing, no ill intent on that one. Just kind of happened. So Lincoln next week, they'll wrap up their regular season taking on West at home, and then they hit the road not too far, just down the street to take on St. Mary's on Valentine's Day to wrap up their regular season, and they figure to have a pretty nice seed in the CIF Sac Joaquin Section Division I playoff bracket. Busy week next week for O'Dowd as Jackson knocks down the free throw. O'Dowd next week, they'll take on San Leandro. Alameda, who's currently 7-0 in the West Alameda County Foothill League, as we got a 2-on-1. Rossiter can't get the layup. Oriabure with the rebound. Under a minute left to play. Casquero run out layup, rolls around a couple of times and drops for Aaron Casquero. So San Leandro on Wednesday, Alameda on Thursday, and then Berkeley on Friday. A trio of games to wrap up the regular season here for Bishop O'Dowd. Nice pull up from Rossiter. It's all cosmetic here at this point. Rossiter now with double figures. He's got 10. Shot clock turned off. We're going to pick up another foul. This one's going to go against Rossiter. No, it's going to go against Fuji. That'll be the fourth team foul. Last foul for Lincoln, so it won't result in free throws. Here's Tomei. And across half court, under 20 seconds. He loses the handle. Pick it up by Lampkin. Fuji. Layup on go. Casquero up ahead. You got Loxama. Loxama will step into one. And splash home a 3. 7 in the game for Calvin Loxama. And that's going to do it as the final seconds will tick away. And Lincoln will pick up the 65-43 victory as we wrap up a phenomenal day of basketball here at NorCal Sports TV Super Saturday. I want to thank you guys for joining us here on youtube.com/NorCal Sports TV. Once again, follow us on our social media accounts at NorCal Sports TV on Instagram, Facebook, and X. That's going to do it for our broadcast crew. For Executive Director and Executive Producer Dion I, Producer Extraordinaire Joseph Yanez, and camera personnel Xavier and Xander, I myself and Mario Ramos saying thank you for watching Super Saturday here from Delta College as we wrap it up with the Lincoln victory, 65-43 over Bishop O'Dowd. Have a great night.